I've been reading for as long as I can remember. I think I've been reading ever since I started to read. When I learned how to read, I've been reading since then. So it's been quite some time. And yet, I have never engaged with reading as a social hobby. I've never really engaged in book clubs or reading with other people. And I don't know why. I never considered reading as a hobby up until very recently. Because back then in my school years, reading was essential. Part of my day was meeting my friends, watching the telly, and reading a book. Those were as essential and as significant to the routine of my day as going to school was. Saying good morning to my parents was. And it's only now that I realize that reading is a hobby when it's optional for me, when I can go months and maybe years without ever touching a book. And I have, unfortunately, not years, but quite a long time. I've always had a book on my nightstand or on my desk that I intend to read. And a lot of times recently it's been gathering dust because of uni. And that's unfortunate. But as you know, I have been getting back into reading. I don't know how long I'm going to keep saying this, that I'm getting back into reading. I think it's going to be a forever thing with me. I'll never be satisfied with how much I'm reading, because young me really set the bar high. So I'm always going to be just getting into reading, not, I'm reading. But yeah, I never really considered reading as a social hobby or a social construct. Well, not a social construct, but no, more of a way to engage and meet with people. And what I mean to say here is this last Saturday. Oh, hang on, sorry. I'm watching the Norway versus Ivory Coast knockout match. It's going pretty well so far for Norway. I mean, it's been difficult to break through the defense, but they're getting there. Anyways, halftime now, so I can focus on the video. The reason I'm talking about this is because this last Saturday I did two things that I've never done in my life. A, I went to a bookstore alone, and not just for 5 minutes. I actually went to the bookstore and I stayed there and I browsed through books and I talked to the staff people and I engaged with other viewers and enjoyers of books, and I bought some. That's the more important part. I'm looking at them right now. I'll show you in a bit, but I've never done that. The second thing is going to a book club or being part of a book club, and that is the more important part of this video, so I'll talk about that at the very end. But at the end of the next 30 seconds I'll show you the books I got and the bookstore and my experience there, and that's it. But the bookstore was pretty good. It was 4 stories. It was the best bookstore I've ever been. I haven't been to a lot, but definitely the best. And it's so good. I loved that bookstore. You get a complimentary coffee, and they use, for any of my fellow coffee nerds out there, they used Monsoon Malabar coffee beans, and it was a French press. It was really nice. It was a really nice French press. I really liked it. Very, very earthy. Very nice. If you're not a fan of bitter coffee, something more, spicy and more, a very earthy coffee, I would definitely encourage you to try Monsoon Malabar. It's Indian and it's pretty good. So yeah, give it a shot. And it was a very good. I'm not going to explain about the whole experience at the bookstore because that's going to take a long time. But it was really nice. They had amazing collection of books, and there were so many that I wanted to see, but I didn't, because that day I just did not have that mindset of picking up a random book and scrolling through it for some reason. I just didn't feel like doing it, which is unfortunate, but that gives me the opportunity to do it at another bookstore in the future, so I'll do it then. When I have that mindset of just scrolling, well, not scrolling, or just passing through the pages of a book, because I found the title interesting or because I found the cover interesting. I didn't do that much. The books I bought, I knew of already. So yeah, I also got a tote bag, by the way. I've never been a fan of the concept of tote bags that much. You know, I like them, but I never really thought they'd be something I'd use. But being here with my one clunky Lenovo Legion bag for everything, yeah, I was getting a tote bag for not too expensive, so I figured I'd get it, and I got it, and I haven't used it. I'll use it this weekend when I visit that book, the reading, the book club again. Then I'll use it then. So I'll keep you updated if it's my thing, if it's my next big thing, or if it's something I'm never gonna use again. Who knows? It's up in there. But yeah, let's see. Let's talk about the books I got. This is the first one, Murakami, Kafka on the Shore. You can see, yeah. I like the cover. I've seen online multiple other covers of this book, but this is the one I got. This is the one I found there, and it's in pretty good condition. Of course, it's not a pre-owned bookstore. It's a first-hand bookstore. So I'm the first owner, I hope. But yeah, it's a pretty good book. I've been told it's a pretty good book. I've never read it, but it's been on my list for a while, and I've almost bought it a couple of times. And this time I figured, might as well get it. Might as well. The other book is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. And this book, again, has been just told to me by a person. A friend of mine read this book. And yeah, they said it's a good book. I don't remember what they said anymore. It's been a while. But yeah, both of these books were actually recommended to me by her. And yeah, it's unfortunate that I can't talk to her about these books, because it would have been very nice. I think she'd be very excited that I bought them, and be even more excited when I read them. But that's just the way life is sometimes, isn't it? Anyways, a little bit of a context, of a history background before I tell you about this book that I'm seeing on the edge. You can see it on the edge. You keen-eyed bugger, you. But yeah, I love The Lord of the Rings, and actually I have just finished The Fellowship of the Ring, and depending on my mood, either this video goes out first or the review for the Fellowship of the Ring. Who knows? Probably The Fellowship of the Ring. Who knows? It's future me's problem. But I've loved The Lord of the Rings, and I always told myself, last year I saw this massive one book edition of The Lord of the Rings, and I love the cover. Look at the cover. This is probably going to be the thumbnail, actually. Okay, moving on. Look at the cover. It's so amazing. And I saw this at the bookstore, and I was like, my second read of The Lord of the Rings, I'm going to read it with this. As you know, however, I did not buy it until this moment. And so my second read of The Fellowship of the Ring was done using my old copies. There's nothing wrong with that, obviously. Because I didn't buy it. I almost did, but I didn't buy it because broke as shit. And I thought, you know what, maybe next time. I almost did. I almost got it. It was just this far away from buying it, but I didn't. And yeah, I didn't think much of it. In the bookstore, on the first floor, I saw this amazing edition of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. It was massive. It was like this big. It was bigger than my face. It was huge. And it was very expensive, absurdly expensive for me currently, for my financial state currently. So obviously I didn't buy it. On the third floor, after like half an hour, or an hour, let's say an hour, of browsing books, I saw this fat, well, not fat, I'm not shaming this book, this beautiful cover. Ooh. That light, this might be the thumbnail actually. just admiring this book. This is amazing. I love it. Oh, I just noticed it's Tolkien's signature in between. I thought this was weird. There's this gap, but I didn't hit it. I thought this was Elvish. Like how Elvish is around here. Oh, well, that's very interesting. Oh, I love this cover even more now. Tolkien. And it's got open up. I don't want to ruin it, but I'm going to show you this. These are the maps that Tolkien and Tolkien. I love it. So amazing. It's hard to carry, so I can't really take it in my bag to read on the bus, on the metro, on the train, subway, whatever, wherever, because it's massive. But it's still so cool, and it's so white. And I'm gonna have to ruin that by reading it and aging it. But yeah, I hope you could hear that actually, because my mic was on my lap. Well, my controller was on my lap. I think you can. I hope so. But yeah, so I saw this on the third floor after an hour, and something in me just clicked. Because this is the third floor is where I got Yellowface as well. Because both are HarperCollins, I believe. Let me check. Are you HarperCollins? Yeah, HarperCollins. So that floor, that bookstore, the first floor was just assortment of very, very good books and very, very good special editions, like The Lord of the Rings, and plenty more. I think there were a lot of Harry Potter ones as well. The second floor was a ginormous collection of Penguin books. Amazing collection of Penguin books. I almost bought The Count of Monte Cristo and War and Peace. Two amongst many others that I wanted to buy. A lot of George Orwell as well. But I didn't. Oscar Wilde. A few books for Oscar Wilde I wanted to buy as well. I didn't because I'm still not very financially secure. Definitely not secure enough to buy books that I'm not going to be reading anytime in the next 6 months. And B, because I was just scared. How am I going to read these books? I'm going to transport these books. So I didn't buy them, but next time, definitely. And the third floor was a massive, similar collection, like it was for Penguin. It was a massive collection of HarperCollins books, which is where I got Yellowface and The Lord of the Rings from. I bought Yellowface, and then I saw The Lord of the Rings, and I was like, I might as well. This is by far the most expensive book there. Like in, the books I bought, I thought might as well buy it. But you know what? I think you should be seeing it. I should put them there actually. That would be pretty good. Let me do that. Through the magic of editing, those books are now up there. Fucking A. Yeah, as I was saying, really, really, really good. Love that experience. And as I had Yellowface in my hands, I thought might as well get The Lord of the Rings. I was gonna get the copy of The Hobbit as well, but they had that movie cover, and I'm not a fan of books which have been adapted into movies to have the cover from the movie. Even no matter how good the movie is, I don't care. I don't like the covers for the movie editions of The Lord of the Rings either. I hate them. It's my hot take that I can't stand those books that have been adapted into movies or shows that have that cover, like the Witcher series. I've been meaning to read them. It's my favorite video game series, and I just I haven't been able to get those books because I haven't found any that are not the Netflix covers, and I don't want the Netflix covers. No, not because the show is trash now, and it was to an extent before as well, but just because of those covers. Anyways, cover rant aside, I was really drawn to this beautiful cover also because of nostalgia, because I had seen it before. Deja vu made more like. And that's what made me go, yeah, okay, you know what? Maybe let's get this. Oh! Norway scored again, so that's pretty good. Wait, did they score again, or is that a highlight? I'm not sure actually. No, that's the first goal. Sorry for scaring you. You're probably not into football. You're not watching the match with me. It's long past. It's okay. Yeah, the video has dragged on for quite a while, but wow, I didn't even talk about getting to the book event. Shit. Well, the next 5 minutes are gonna be me talking about the book a bit. I'm sorry for the yaps. What an experience. I now love going and reading with a lot of other people. This was a silent reading club. Uh, it was not enforced, but you were obliged to respect the other person. So if they didn't want to talk, if people in their surroundings wanted peace and quiet, shut the fuck up. Well, not shut the fuck up, but don't disturb them. But I met very interesting people there. It was very, very nice. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to go again this Saturday. They meet every Saturday in the evening, and it was pissing hot. It was very humid. It was very hot. I was sweating throughout. Every 5 minutes, I had to take my handkerchief out and wipe my face, just to wipe the sweat off. It was very uncomfortable, but I loved it because I was reading, and I met these really cool people, and I can't wait because it's a rotating cast of characters. So I can't wait to meet more people, make more friends. That's gonna be great. I love it. And I haven't talked about this as much. The initial plan of the video was to talk about this event and this experience more than just going to the bookstore and the books I bought, but clearly the opposite has happened, and now I'm not gonna redo this because I'm very lazy. But if you would like me to talk about it more, please drop down something in the comments, because I get no engagement whatsoever, so it would be nice to have some engagement. But beyond that, if you have been on the fence about reading as a social thing, or have never considered it as a social thing, I encourage you to please try it out. It is so good. You might enjoy it, and you might not enjoy it. Either way, it's gonna be great because you're reading anyways. Try out. Go out to a park, read there. See if you have any book clubs in your locality. Join one. Go for a week. Go one day if they meet on the weekend. Just give one weekend to that instead of doom scrolling. It's always gonna be better than doom scrolling. That's a fact. And you might find your new best friend there. Who knows? The serendipity of life is what makes it worth living, you know. Don't expect to find your new best friend there, but maybe it might happen. Be open to the possibility, because life, that's how it works. That's how I'm gonna end this video. Profound as fuck. No one's gonna get to this point. But yeah, have a nice day. Have a nice night. Bye bye.